Hello and welcome to the show. We are here on Forza Horizon 3 building another vehicle to take on a Hot Wheels track. Today's car is going to be front wheel drive. You wanted to see me have a go at running something front wheel drive, and I figured if anything is going to stand even the smallest of hopes of being successful, it is going to be the latest Honda Civic Type R. Having played around with this car a little bit, it is an incredibly good handling vehicle from standard. Now, we are going to be giving it a fair amount of power, but it just might be able to deal with all of it. My kitten has also managed to knock my microphone. Cass, oh, he's buggered off. It is the usual, I'm building a car, so kitten must try and distract me time. Anyway, the vehicle, yes, we are going to have our Civic on Hot Wheels tyres. Amusingly, because the standard rims have like a red lip around them, we've got sort of a double red lip. Sure, we're going for it. We're going for the Hot Wheels tyres as we have with all other vehicles. Front tyres 265s for the Civic. They're not terrible sized tyres. It'll be 265s at the back. They're only one size smaller than the Imprezas. However, you've got to bear in mind, of course, the fronts are doing everything. They're dealing with all of the power, of which there's going to be a decent amount, and dealing with all of the steering as well. We will be wanting to have some race aero on the car, anything that can give us grip. Yep, that means the hideous double rear wing, but it is needed to give us some downforce. I will come back. I don't really know what this is going to do PI-wise. I think I'm going to get most of the parts on the car, though. I don't really think it's going to be a problem. From when I built one for the, what was it? One of the investigations, the power versus weight investigation on Blizzard Mountain. The engine in this car can't be swapped out, and it was a bit of a faff to get it to the top of S1 class when it was all-wheel drive. So, I'm expecting to just put everything on the car, and maybe we'll have to mess around with a couple of PI, but I'm not expecting it to be a huge amount. So yeah, onto the engine. Starts off. I mean, the car starts off as an A-class, relatively low A-class car, but I'm not sure we can get a huge amount. It's only about 600 horsepower out of the engine. Now, that is a lot for a front-wheel drive car to deal with, true, but whether that 600 horsepower is going to put it to the top of S1 class or not, I don't know. As I said, if any front-wheel drive car can deal with it, it is going to be this Civic. It's kind of ish getting there. I say that. We've got to the stage now where 66 horsepower only makes 8 PI difference. Yeah, we're not going to get to the top of S1 class, I don't think. I will go and stick on all of these parts for all of the power that we can possibly get. 603 horsepower from the Civic. Amusingly, the older Civics can get like 700 horsepower. For whatever reason. I did drive a front-wheel drive. Again, the same investigation had the front-wheel drive older Civic that was managing with 700 horsepower relatively well, or certainly a fair amount. I can't even remember how much horsepower it had, but it managed with a lot. We'll get all of these on, no problem. Drive line as well. Looks like we are going to be about 15 PI down. Nothing that we can do with that. That's just the way it goes with this Civic. It won't be the first time we've had cars forced to run with a bit lower PI because they physically can't get any higher. What was it? It was one of the SUVs that ran in the hill climb monsters. I can't remember if it was the Land Rover. No, it was the Ford, actually. It was the big Ford that actually went very quickly. The Raptor race truck went very quickly despite being, I think it was more PI down than this is. So, potentially, could still be a pretty decent car if it can deal with all of that power going through the front wheels. So, we have come to the skyscraper takeoff circuit, where I am going to have 5 laps to try and go as fast as possible. Our current leader is the Alfa Romeo 4C, 35.6 set by that vehicle. I doubt we are going to be going quicker than that. Could we beat the Impreza or the Twin Mill, 36.3 and 36.4 respectively? I don't know. We have got more power than the Subaru, and we are lighter. However, we do have an inopportune driveline. It's whether I can make up enough speed to negotiate the fact that putting power down while we're going through corners is quite difficult. I don't know. We'll give it a try. It might be doable. I mean, the Civic is going to have a great chassis. I know that. I know how nicely this car can drive. But I don't know whether that's going to be enough for it to outdo that Impreza. We will have to wait and see, really, because we don't have any similar car to compare it to in any way, shape or form. It does feel pretty good through these corners, but quite understeery, as is to be expected a little bit. We're going to jump on the brakes relatively early, certainly in comparison to the Impreza, but it did kind of need it to be, in all honesty. I think it is going quite quickly out of these corners. This might sit in a nice little mid-ground between having the speed, having the power for the acceleration and having the handling for the maintaining corner speed. I think there is a nice balance to find somewhere in the middle. I'm not sure this is going to get it. I think this is going to have too much in the way of handling issues, being front-wheel drive, quite powerful front-wheel drive at this sort of course. We will have to wait and see, though, as we loop our way up, around, down towards the finish line. Now, this will have a higher top speed than the Impreza. It is quite bloody fast down here at 211 miles an hour. Oh, god damn, it doesn't stop or turn around there. Interesting. Interesting. First lap, and that was including with a complete fluff up of the final corner. Not too that dissimilar to the sort of the opening laps we've seen from some other vehicles. Okay. Okay. We might be looking certainly quite promising to be in the mix. As I said, beating the Alfa Romeo I think is going to be a very, very tall order, but that second place might just be doable. This is a hell of a front-wheel drive car. Of all the front-wheel drive vehicles I've ever driven on any Forza game, my favourite was the Fiat Coupe on Forza 4. That was such a lovely car to drive, and I love the Fiat Coupe in general. However, this Civic is just better. This Civic is just a brilliant, brilliant front-wheel drive car. So if anything can manage all of the power to the front wheels around this sort of a circuit, it's going to be this car. If this is really struggling to get any speed whatsoever around this circuit, which I don't think it will, considering we are from a standstill and a clonk onto the final corner, already quicker, almost quicker, sorry, 3/10 down on the Ford Deluxe. We're not going to be that level of performance. I think it'll be a great showing from the Civic if we can get everything right. Oh, clonk back down again. Someone actually made an interesting point I saw in the comment section. With the second boost pad, one of the issues we might be having is the car actually bouncing the front wheels up into the air and not getting the full effect of the boost pads, which is quite possible actually. The Civic does seem to be actually jumping quite a long way into that zone. A lot of understeer there, but the first flying lap is a 37.4 from the Civic. Very, very competitive times. Now we need to try and find a little bit more pace if we are going to beat the twin. I'll say a little bit more pace. We need to find about a second if we're going to go quicker than the twin mill, but it is kind of roughly in the ballpark figure from what we've seen from cars on their opening laps. I am wondering actually if with this we might be quicker to just not try and take that tighter line because of the chronic understeer that we are struggling with in the car. We will have to then have a fairly big we then have big understeer issues through that next corner. I don't know which way around that's better to do. We'll do this lap and we'll see how we're doing lap pace wise. Yeah, I'm liking the car to drive so far. I am liking it. Oh, you've got to be really mindful. Got to be really mindful indeed. This is a lot of power for a front-wheel drive car to deal with. This is a tremendous level of power for a front-wheel drive car to be dealing with. It's understeery, but it's not a lunatic. You know, we are struggling a little bit getting out of some of these corners. We're struggling perhaps to carry the same corner speed in the occasional place. It's not undrivable. It's not a complete and utter lunatic across here. Can we get the front wheels down? See, that there was a huge boost to 212. That's the fastest boost we've ever seen out of that boost pad. We landed it perfectly straight and the wheels were all on the ground as it hit that. That will help. That will help, I have no doubt, as we are now braking down into... Oh, God, trying to get that car stopped for the final corner is a nightmare. Oh, bloody hell, that was fast, though. Oh, that is some speed. That is some speed. We are only a tenth away from the Alfa Romeo. A 35. I was not expecting that pace from the Civic. I knew this was a good car. However, that is massive speed from the vehicle. Well, are we going to be able to find a 10th? That might be a tall order. I've been trying to push the car. We've got to run wide. I definitely think our run across the boost pads there did help us. I think we got a very, very good run down that section, and that will have helped us a little bit. And we were quick elsewhere through the lap. That was even with a bit of understeer out of the final corner. It would have to be perfect, and it's not going to happen on this lap. It'll have to be on the on the very final lap. It would have to be 100% perfect. And that is assuming we don't lose at any time anywhere else through the lap in comparison to that very quick lap, and we can go a little bit faster, I think, through that final sector. It's got potential, and I wasn't expecting to say that about the well, I say it's got potential. It's got potential to lead, which I wasn't expecting to say about the Civic so much. But there we go. Drive lines are, yeah, I mean, not so important. I mean, they've got their own characteristics, but it doesn't have to be rear-wheel drive or have to be all-wheel drive if it is going to be quick around this course. Yeah, I'm slightly annoyed we ran a little bit deep on that previous lap. I mean, that was still a 36. It's a 36.3, and that involved a bump into the wall. It was around there or thereabouts. Oh, goddamn, trying to carry speed. Trying to carry speed through these lower speed sections. That is where the understeer, the wheel spin is. I want to get on the power. I need to try and carry more corner speed in the Honda. And as you try and be that little bit braver, that's when you start getting problems with the understeer, with the wheel spin. At these sections, we haven't got too many, or I say that as we jump across a crest and do get a little bit of wheel spin. We don't have too many problems with wheel spin once we're up to 130 miles an hour. It's not got too many issues. However, at that opening little section, as we try to put the power down, there is a lot of horsepower trying to get onto the road here. Right, slow it down for the twisty bit. We're trying to go for a slow on the way into the corner so we can be quicker on the way out, so we don't struggle with that understeer trying to cart us off to the wall. And I think it has been pretty good from the Honda, as we are going to need a downshift through that section. Here we go. It's up towards the boost pads now for the Civic. Can we go any faster? We have it's a good run, not quite as good as last time. Definitely putting up into 6th before we hit that first boost pad is helping as well. It is a great launch off of those pads. Now down towards the final corner we go. 216 miles an hour in the Civic. We are stopped for the turn. It's better. We struggle to get the power down. Oh, it's gone quicker again. It's gone stupid fast. That is incredible pace from the Civic. A 35.0 from a 600 horsepower front wheel drive car on a Hot Wheels track. That is not the result I was expecting. That was not the result I was expecting at all from this car. As I said, I knew it was a good car. Knew the Civic was a very good car, and it definitely deserves some reverse donuts for celebration. But to go that fast when, you know, there are obvious downsides of having so much power through the front wheels, that's incredible. The Honda Civic Type R will lead the series, and it is a fair jump forward in time. It is 0.6 of a second faster than the Alfa Romeo 4C. It's 1.3 seconds faster than the Impreza, almost a second and a half quicker than the Twin Mill. This car has got some serious speed. It balances that straight line speed, that top end speed. I mean, 216 wasn't that far away from the likes of the Valiant Charger in the top end speed, with being able to carry corner speed. And amazingly, it can carry enough, despite that front wheel drive understeer, despite that on power understeer that you're going to struggle with. It can carry enough quarter speed to set a truly fantastic time. That is mighty impressive. That is mighty impressive. I have no doubt there will be cars that are going to go quicker than this. However, for a front-wheel drive car to have gone so fast and beaten such competition, that's, yeah, really good going. That, though, is going to be it from me. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time, goodbye.